So take a step back before I get all up in your
remember, because I don't remember. I remember every bit of this.
The other dude's holding on the phone line. Your voice will be heard, sir.
Next caller, please.
Jerry's gonna get him.
Fantasy, sports, and politics. Fantasy, sports, and politics. Fantasy, sports, and politics. Fantasy, sports, and politics.
Listeners are asking questions about this week's games, not Jerry's personal beef. So what's your thought?
Hello, everybody. It's Mr. FSP doing what I do to do for you all day, every day. And just want to let you know, it's Saturday. It's, I'm not going to say it's a lull, but it's not that much going on in the NFL, but plenty of going on around the world of sports. With me today is my co-host, JTATM Money. Bring him in real quick. I don't know what the shirt, it says believe something, but it's in red and black, so I automatically like it. What does it say? Believe what? Your mic, you gotta turn your mic on.
I'm thinking NC State.
Oh, Wolfpack.
NC State. Women and men. First time, women and men. Believe in yourself.
So hold on. So now you're a Wolfpack? You're a Wolfpack?
I believe in underdogs, man. I'm on the NC State bandwagon right now.
Well, I can't say nothing because the team I picked to win it all just got eliminated yesterday. And like I told you, that kid, that point guard, he's missing everything for them. Sheer.
Heart and soul.
And even though they were in that game,
yep,
they should have blown Duke out had he been there.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, they would have blown Duke out, plain and simple.
Yeah, I mean, you could tell a difference. You could tell a difference. I mean, Duke, I don't know, it happens all the time with freaking Duke, man, which pisses me off. They always catch some kind of freaky breaks. Come on, man.
I'm not even going to. But see, you know what?
Come on, man.
So Ricky is a diehard Duke fan.
Okay.
And
I knew there was a fatal flaw on him, but that's okay.
Leave my boy alone. Anyway,
I can't.
The thing about that is I can't even put it off on Duke being lucky or whatever because they didn't touch him. He just rolled his ankle. And I'm like, this dude can't stay healthy. Because if he could stay healthy, he would be a beast in the NBA.
Hey, he's a beast. Yeah, you're right. I mean, excuse me. Things just happen, man. I mean, come on. That sooner or later,
yeah,
it's going to catch up to him. It's got to.
You're right. Duke goes through that center. I've seen that center not be on, and I've seen him be on. He didn't get on in that game last night until after the guard went out. Now, North Carolina State, going back to your shirt, big boy remind me of Big Baby.
Yeah?
Yeah, you're big boy, Big Baby Glenn Davis.
Yeah.
That's who he reminds me of. And they play defense and rebound. They've won 5 straight games or 6 straight games, whatever it is. They haven't lost in 3 weeks. The last time they were in the Elite Eight going to the Final Four was under who? Jimmy Valvano.
Yeah.
86. 86.
Now let me ask you something. Because I can't remember. Was David Thompson on that team?
Bro, in 86, I was 10. I don't know.
Okay.
I was rooting for Georgetown at that time as a kid. I didn't know what I know now about, the different players in basketball or football or whatever.
Okay.
So I couldn't answer that.
Okay, no problem. I just asked. I just
Yeah.
you know.
But the point is, the Wolf Pack, I think they're going to go to the Final Four. I don't think Duke has an all-around better team. The Australian kid, Proctor, I believe his name is, the point guard, he's streaky. He is streaky. I think the Wolfpack, I mean, you're riding the coattails of a team. I got it. Yeah. But you know, South Carolina on the women's side, they put nails in coffins, brother. Don't I don't know why you not on that tip. But South Carolina going to take that on the women's side. On the male side, I'm telling you, the two best teams, and I wanted Houston to be in there, but Purdue and UConn, they not taking nothing from nobody. They're on a collision course for the finals. And I can't recall the last time a college team, male college team, went back to back as NCAA champions. Do you recall? You're looking it up. I can tell you.
No, I'm not looking it up. You talking about male team?
Yeah, because I know female, they've gone back to back many times, but I don't recall the last time the males had a back to back champion.
I'm trying to think if
My
Duke
boy,
I'm trying to think if
my
Duke
boy
ever had.
Calvin, he says it was Duke.
That's what I was just. I
don't
just
know the year.
at the top of my head.
It had to be a while ago though, because I don't recall.
I would think the coach of UConn was involved with that. If I'm not mistaken, I think the Christian Leitner was on that team too. If I'm not mistaken.
But dude, how long ago was that? And that was Bobby Hurley, not Dan Hurley.
I'm sorry, Bobby Hurley. Yeah. I'm not sure, man.
But think about that. Think about that. If it has been that long, these guys have had long careers, been out of. Oh, Calvin got the numbers for me. Calvin, I might as well just bring you on. 92, 93. I graduated high school in 94.
Oh, God. That's disgusting.
Dude, you graduated in 23, so don't tell me.
No. I graduated, 23 years before you. I graduated in 72 from high school.
Yeah, Calvin. We were still at Dunbar, man.
I graduated in 72. Okay.
I wasn't even a twinkle in my daddy's eye yet. Damn. All right, anyway.
I graduated from high school in 72.
Hey, same to you, Calvin. Happy 30th anniversary on graduating, brother. In June, it'd be 30 years. Well, Calvin was a year behind me, but 30 years, bro. I've been out of high school, so it's been 31 years, 32 because it's 92-93 season since there's been a back-to-back champion in men's college basketball.
Oh, I've been out of high school over 50 years.
Yeah, we can tell. We can tell. But
yeah, okay. Okay. You know, I thought this was going to be a civil show.
It is.
Okay.
It is. I'm not coming for you.
I'm
not coming for you.
I'm getting shots already, but that's okay.
No, you're not. No,
yes,
you're not.
Yes,
you're
okay.
Not getting shots.
Okay.
I will say this.
Just remember this for Sunday. Okay.
Oh no, this is payback. I take it.
Yeah, okay, payback.
I'm not treating you worse like you treated me on Sunday.
Well,
but anyway, let's move past that. We're talking about. Let's talk about the men's basketball.
I'm in live and living color. That's all I got to say. I ain't saying nothing else. I'm always live and in living color.
Well, here's the thing. On a lot of my feeds, I have them private, so certain people can't see them. So therefore, I can, behave with the energy that you provoke. I still get neck injuries from talking to you.
Let me just say.
Dude, listen. We're not going to go there. Let's just finish the conversation about men's basketball because you're on NC State men's and women. Do you actually think both can ride their way to the championship?
Hey, it's possible, man. It's possible. I mean, they have two strong teams that got a lot of heart and a lot of grit, and a lot of ability. So I can't see a reason why they can't move on. Let me put it this way, and let me just go there. I'm going to go there because I want to see the schedule. I got to see the schedule of who plays who, because I'm really interested in who's going to play who. And
So North Carolina State plays Duke.
ooh,
Clemson
wait a minute, in men's or women's?
in men's.
Okay,
And also Clemson is playing. I believe they're playing Tennessee, or is Tennessee playing? Wait a minute, I'll pull it up. Matter of fact, I got it right here on my phone. And Calvin has a question for us both.
sure.
There's a question. What was your favorite decade of college basketball?
He
I
just
can only
named it.
speak of-
He just named it. The 90s for me.
even after
Thank you. Calvin and I are on the same page. As soon as I said,
I mean, I'm in the 90s as well, but you've seen Phi
90s.
Slamma Jamma
90s,
in the
90s,
80s. You've seen,
90s.
Bro, I'm gonna say late 80s, early 90s, but that's not a decade. I gotta go with the 90s too, only because I can't say the 80s because I don't remember a lot of basketball until I got like into like junior high school and I started following Georgetown and stuff like that. And in high school, you know, I go to University of Maryland and stuff like that. So here are the matchups for the men's Elite Eight. Well, Sweet 16. Illinois is taking on UConn tomorrow. I got UConn dominating Illinois. Duke just beat Houston. Clemson is taking on Alabama. Creighton already lost to Tennessee. Purdue already beat Gonzaga. And North Carolina State already beat Marquette. So North Carolina State is taking on Duke.
Yep.
Purdue takes on, I believe, Tennessee.
Yep. 1 and 2.
And Duke is going to take on the winner of Alabama Clemson.
And
Who does Illinois take on? Well, Illinois is going to lose.
Illinois take on UConn.
I know, but UConn is going to lose to Illinois. I mean, excuse me, UConn is going to beat Illinois. Let me go back on that. UConn is going to beat Illinois.
Okay.
Who they face after that, I got to go to my brackets.
They would take either they would either take Clemson or Alabama because Clemson and Alabama play each other.
And I think they destroy either one. Honestly. Clemson is a good team. And they're on a streak just like North Carolina State. But UConn is the total package.
Let me tell you something here, buddy. I'm taking Illinois. I'm taking Illinois. Hey, you see this shirt? You see this shirt?
Believe in something, huh?
Believe in yourself. That's what I just told you.
You're not from Illinois, so you're not believing in yourself.
I'm talking about the team. Believe in yourself.
I know.
Okay.
So here's what I'm going to say. Illinois is a good team, not a solid team. They've been playing pretty good lately. But UConn is dominant.
Okay.
Kevin wants to know, where do we think Edie's going to go play next year in the NBA? That's a good question. That's a good question. I'm gonna say you never know because you never know what movement is is gonna happen. I'm sorry, got my mind on something. But you got to think about it. What is the value of this 7 foot tall? It's the kid from Purdue, by the way.
7'4", I think he is, right?
7'4". He's built in his body. You say you know what? That would be good for the Wizards because he's a big man with body and he's athletic. But the Wizards will find a way to mess him up. They'll find a way to mess him up. He does not have a mean streak, but he plays physical. He's a number 1 overall pick, in my opinion, unless they go. And that's why I said it's hard to say because lately, a lot of European basketball players have been jumping into the draft and getting high draft picks. This kid, 7'4", can run the floor.
Let me put it this way.
And can shoot as well as play defense.
Let me
If he's not the number 1 pick, I don't like where he lands.
let me put it this way. If there's a possibility that this kid can land in and I think this is back in the 90s, if I'm not mistaken, in a situation back in the 90s.
I agree, Calvin.
That he may be Twin Towers.
Oh, him in San Antonio?
Yes. San Antonio's got the
Wait,
worst.
Victor?
San Antonio's got the worst record in the West.
Oh, snap.
And they're not too far off of being able to get the number 1 pick. That's very.
Who's got the worst record?
Who's got the worst record? Let me just tell you who's got the worst. I think the Wizards and the let me go back this because I just saw it.
Well, you got to remember it because it's lottery. It's not like who has the worst record but they have more ping pong balls.
Don't have more ping pong balls. Exactly. And
that's nasty though.
Yeah, man. Man.
That would be Twins. Victor can shoot from outside. He can go inside.
Let me put it this way.
Yeah, Calvin, that's what we're talking about. That's exactly what we're talking about, Calvin.
Yeah. And guess what?
Whoa.
That was back in the 90s. I'm not mistaken.
Yeah,
that's back in the 90s. That's why it's one of my favorite because they had some ballers.
Ooh.
A combination of ballers with the David Robinson and Tim Duncan back in the day. They were double trouble. And
that would be funky.
The team that has the worst record is Detroit Pistons. The Washington Detroit has only won 13 games this season. Washington Wizards have only won 14. The San Antonio Spurs have won 18, and the Portland Trailblazers have won only 19. So
I'll put it this way. I'm gonna say this. It's gonna be tough for him to fall past 2.
Well, I mean, San Antonio is going to have some balls. I hate to say it like that, but
no,
they're
but
going to have some balls. They're going to have some balls.
But here's the thing: he's not considered the best player in college basketball.
Okay,
which is stupid to me.
Well, let me say this. Let me say this, and I don't know if anybody's thinking about this. Let me say this: when David Robinson and Tim Duncan played together, who was the coach?
Pop. I know, and Pop is still there.
And who's the coach right now on the San Antonio Spurs that can handle 2 big men?
And they have a decent point guard.
I'm just saying there's a possibility, and you can think that the organization of the Spurs, and especially Pop, is rubbing his hands together and his mouth is watering and saying, "Oh baby, we have a chance to get a double trouble," as in David Robinson and Tim Duncan 2.0. We have a chance. Do we want to go that route or get somebody else, a swingman or something?
Oh hell no! They would go double and go to the post all game. You got 2 7 foot, over 7'2".
Yeah,
Both are over 7
over
foot
7'2" to 7'6" and 7'4". Come on, man. We got all the balls. You're right. You're right. We got all the balls.
Now he says
Come on,
we
man.
all got balls. That's
We
what
all
he's
got.
saying.
I mean, I'm just saying we all got balls and we got all the balls. Come
And
on.
here's the thing about that, bro. That would be sick.
Yeah, it would be sick.
That would be sick because in the era of small ball basketball, both shoot 3-pointers.
Yeah.
I'm not saying they got a high percentage, but both can shoot the 3.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right?
But why would you shoot for 3 when you can
That's what I'm saying.
dominate down on the post? You got double post.
Bro, I know. And Edie is bigger as far as bulk
Yes.
than Victor is. Ooh,
Yeah.
you just made me just be like, God damn.
Yeah. Hey man, I'm always thinking. You know, I got a progressive mind. I'm always thinking.
He's not. I'll put it this way, Calvin. In my opinion, Edie is not going past 2.
I
He's
agree.
not going past 2.
I agree. And like I said, if San Antonio's is got the second, at least the second pick, you think they're not going to say, "Oh," and Pop's not going to say, "Give me those 2 big men together. Give me those 2 big men together, and I can work some magic."
I'll tell you this. And I think he'll, if it's not San Antonio, I think he will get bypassed at number 1 because of the style of basketball play there is right now.
Yeah.
Big men are good. They're really good, but they're not in vogue.
Well, I don't know about that. I think just like
Who's playing through a big man outside of the Spurs? You cannot say that the 76ers are, and you can't say joke with Denver because they play Murray and Joke, in my opinion, this is my opinion, are equal.
I don't know about all that, but okay.
On the court, I think they're equal because when Murray's not there, Joke has a real hard time. He's still dominant. Embiid is still dominant, but on the defensive side. Embiid, when healthy, offensive defensive threat, but they live and die off of shooting that ball on the outside.
Wow.
They don't live and die off of feeding Joel Embiid. Joker, he leads his team in assists and sometimes points. But those are only 2 teams, well, 3 teams, including San Antonio, that I see working through the big man.
Well, just let me know. Oh God.
Oh, so
Anyway, this I would have both of them on the same floor. If Pop had both Tim Duncan and David Robinson on the floor at the same time.
I think
they were so dominant. They were so dominant. Okay.
You don't have 2 7+ footers on your team, much less can cover 2 7-footers from the other team. So that means Kevin Durant, if it does happen, Kevin Durant has to choose. Is he going to guard Victor or is he going to guard Edie?
He couldn't guard either one of them.
Well, he can guard Victor now, but Victor, once he, gets a little bit more bulk on his body and gets a little better at the NBA game, because the dude can play, he's going to be a problem. But Kevin Durant's, 7'1", 7'2", whatever?
6'10".
Okay.
That Kevin Durant 6'10".
I thought he's like almost. No, I thought he was 7
Kevin Durant 6'10".
Well, with his wingspan,
okay,
he's up there, right? But Who's there? Volkovich? He can't handle another 7'6" guy. Now he can run the court probably better than the 7-footer, but the 7-footer is also younger and got better knees. I know, Victor, I know, Calvin. But my point is, if that were to happen, I'd play them both at the same time.
Absolutely.
I play Victor at power because he's the shorter of the two, believe it or not. And I'd play Edie and Victor is more mobile than Edie.
Hold on, I'll be right back, man. Hold on.
Okay. But good question, Calvin. Very good question, or questions, because when we're looking at this NCAA tournament, you're seeing the best players play. Again, Houston lost their point guard, who I believe is literally the best player in college basketball, but he can't stay healthy right now. And he's too short. Somebody would take a chance on him, but not in the first round. But UConn has a mixture of players. Their center, I think he's from Uganda, Dante, I believe. He's an animal too. He's an animal. And I think if Purdue faces UConn in the championship, which I hope, I think Edie versus Dante would be an awesome matchup. You asked, where's Lauren? I don't know. I don't know. Are you talking about a particular? Yeah, you talking about a particular player, or you talking about somebody we know? Because right now I don't know who Lauren is, but be more specific, bro. But again, if UConn faces Purdue in the championship, UConn center Dante versus Purdue center Edie, that's a big boy matchup. That's a big boy matchup I would love to see. Oh, my neighbor Lauren. Dude, I have no idea. Since I left Sherman Circle, I haven't kept up with her. I have no idea. No idea, brother. But back to basketball, because we got to shift to the NFL Pro Days. It has been exciting. It has been exciting in college basketball. And the big men have been making it exciting. The big men.
Yeah, and I'll say this: there always has to be a first, and if the first is successful, then people will copy it or follow it. Okay,
but it's not too many big dudes like that, Jerry.
Like what I'm saying is this, and I know people are going to say, "No, it's not going to happen." The age of the big man is coming back. I'm saying that right now. The age of the big man is coming back. Now, you're going to have, quite naturally on a lot of teams, you're going to have some dynamic 2s and 3s, but and maybe a 4. But the age of the big man is coming back. You got these bigger guys that are more versatile in their game because they know they have to be in order to compete, in order to be put on the court. They know these big men know they have to be able to handle the football. I mean, the basketball. So you're going to get, as the time goes by, and it's short time, more versatile big men that are going to be playable, are going to be more important to the game in college and in the NBA. Okay. Right now, it's a lot of the guys that can handle are on a shorter of stature, but the big man is coming back. And yes, I do long live the big men.
And yes, Georgetown was. And I'm going to tell you what happened with Georgetown, Calvin. I'm glad you said that. When Big John retired, John Thompson, who did he bring in first? Let's go down that long list. He had Pat. With Pat, he had Mourning. With Mourning, he had Dikembe. With Dikembe, he had Harrington. With Harrington, there was one more big man, right? He also had Allen Iverson, LaFonso Ellis, all these other folks, right? But when his successor came in, he couldn't recruit the big dudes like that. He couldn't. And then they brought in Little John. Shouldn't say Little John. Yeah. But, John Thompson Jr.
Yeah.
And he brought in the Princeton offense because he was the coach at Princeton.
Yeah.
And they didn't use the big man as well. They didn't need the big man. It was all about cutting, backdoor screens and stuff. And yes, AI was small, but with a big man mentality. Let me leave that there a little longer. I put it there for a hot second. But with that, Georgetown, and I'm gonna keep it real. We had Victor Page on our show.
Ooh.
Way back when Victor Page was at Georgetown.
Oh my God.
I went to school with Calvin, you might remember Victor Page when he was at McKinley. McKinley Tech was literally down the street from Dunbar, our high school.
Okay.
Which is also around the corner from DeMatha, where Caleb Williams went. Hey, Calvin, Victor Page might be your homie.
Ooh.
But back then, I don't know what he's up to now, but back then, when we had him on the show, it wasn't good. It wasn't good. It wasn't a good interview. But
you can say
let's no. I'm not going into it.
No. I'm saying you can say it was a difficult interview. How's that?
It was a difficult. Yeah. Okay. We'll say it was a difficult interview. And not because the questions were difficult. Yes, Nate Langley versus Victor Page was classic. But that's what I'm saying, man. Victor Page was at Georgetown. Allen Iverson was at Georgetown. Now I'm going to tell you, and you know this, Calvin, and other people know this, and JT, you know this. Georgetown's an Ivy League school.
Yeah.
Under Big Pat, they let some players in there that just barely got the SATs or the ACT scores. And when they graduated, some of them, let's face it, did not sound like or behave like they had an Ivy League education. Now, when Big John's successor came in, that's when that shift started happening to, okay, we're going to make sure we have the academic standard player and a decent player. So it was less of the athlete and more so of the academic. So it was truly the student athlete as opposed to just mainly the athlete. When John Thompson Jr. came, purely student with a little bit of athletic ability. But that hurt him. And he got fired.
And not to say that the athlete is less than an academic. It just worked out that way.
Yeah, it just worked out that way. Whereas the recruits in that area under John Thompson, they came for John Thompson. And the school trusted in John Thompson.
Mm-hmm.
He kept those student athletes eligible
And kept our school relevant.
and kept the school relevant.
Mm-hmm.
But when he left, Al Harrington was the beginning of, hey, bro, this goes to what we said about the interview. What Calvin just said. But Al Harrington was like a beginning stage of what it was, as far as Al Harrington was a very smart young gentleman, very good athleticism, but he wasn't that dog like Pat. Even Dikembe was a dog defensively. Alonzo was a street dude, but he was smart, right? So when we look at the difference, and even AI, he learned when he got to the NBA. He learned when he got to the NBA. He signed that lifetime deal with Reebok. Went bankrupt, but still had money lined up. All he had to do was live. And he did. And now he's getting paid every year. Calvin, I'll put you on, but we about to leave basketball. We're about to talk about the NFL Pro Days. So if you want to talk about NFL Pro Days, I'll bring you up. So you can talk about the Big 12 hosting their own combine. We're going to talk about Caleb Williams. We're going to talk about how the LSU wide receivers may have passed Marvin Harrison Jr., who has done nothing since the college football season. Those are the topics we're going to talk about. I'll be more than willing to bring you on, Calvin. But that's where we're going to. We're getting off basketball because we got to go to football, and I'm going to end the show on baseball. So, okay. Depending on what you got to say about AI, because I'm not trying to go down a whole road in another 20 minutes. Because we can go another 20, 30 minutes on AI. Inbox me your email address, and I'll bring you on. But while we make this transition, this show is brought to you by
Hey, hero, don't be a zero. 15% off military discount, 624coffeecompany.com. For more info, visit the website, verify status, stop drinking dirty water. You deserve great coffee for great people. That's at 624coffeecompany.com.
All right. So, hey, Calvin, I'm not even going to bring you on if you're talking about a party with AI. The reason why I'm not going to bring you on is in college, I had a girlfriend that was related to him. She said she was anyway. But any party you want to talk about with AI,
oh no,
I want you to understand something. I do not want to be brought in court.
Yeah.
I do not want to be brought up.
Yeah.
This is not, did he do it?
Yeah.
Did he do it? We're not doing that.
No.
So I'm gonna put it out there to you.
They're gonna keep it PG. We're gonna keep this PG.
And if you have names and stuff, listen to me, Calvin. Use pseudonyms. I see you sent it to me, but I'm not trying to be called into court. I'm not. With that being said,
I'm gonna play Schultz. I know nothing.
you know nothing.
I know nothing.
Okay. With that being said, um, silly dude, silly. I'm trying to open up my email so I can go ahead and send this off. Talk to me, JT. What did you think as we cue this thing up for Calvin
About what?
about pro days and what you saw happening this past week?
Well, quite naturally, you're talking about pro days. Am I correct in that?
Yeah, that's what I just
Okay.
said.
Okay. Well, let me put it this way.
I'm
And-
sending
and-
now, Calvin.
Let me put it this way. I am less likely, in my opinion, if I was the Chicago Bears, to take Kalen Williams.
Why?
I am
Well,
less-
maybe finish your statement. Finish your statement, but just remember I asked why, because
Okay. Can you let me?
that's what she said. Finish your statement, bro. Go ahead.
Okay. I am less likely. I heard a comment by. I know he was in the league for 10 years. Believe it or not, he was in the league for 10 years, and he was a fellow USC Trojan as a quarterback. Assess that Kalen Williams shouldn't have balls hitting the ground if he's thrown to his classmates on his team.
Name your source. You
and
got to name your source on that.
Mark Sanchez said this, that
Mr. Buttphone.
look,
Go ahead.
like I said, and that I premised it that way because the fact, as soon as I said his name, I knew I was going to get a reaction like that. I knew I was going to get a reaction like that.
But go ahead.
He's a 10-year vet, and just like Dan Orlovsky was not a big-time quarterback, but he came out as a big-time quarterback, proved that he wasn't, but he has experience and knowledge of quarterbacks. And fellow a USC quarterback. Okay. Now, quite naturally, you would think he was lean more to that USC quarterback, but he was keeping it real. That you'd have to question the kid's accuracy because he was. I know he makes some good wow plays, and then he makes some really bonehead plays that make no sense. And Mark Sanchez was saying that the ball shouldn't be hitting the ground when he's throwing high percentage throws to his fellow teammates. That's what I'm saying. So, with that being said, I would take Jaden Daniels. I think he got more to offer. I know he's slight in stature, but I just, for some reason, I'm looking at him, meaning Caleb Williams. I'm looking at Jaden Daniels, and I think there's more upside, in my opinion. There's more upside in Jaden Daniels than there is Caleb Williams. And I just don't like the attitude of him and his representation is a big red flag for me. I'm just saying.
So I'll put it this way, JT.
Yeah.
I am a Caleb Williams fan, not just because he went to OU and then went to USC. I like his ability, but what I don't like is he gets frustrated when things don't go right. He gets really frustrated. I like Jaden Daniels, but I'm thinking you got Malik Neighbors and Thompson and this high-powered offense, but y'all not doing much in the SEC. Now, he did improve year after year, because Herm Edwards, about 2 weeks ago, gave his assessment, because when he was at Arizona State, he was a freshman and he was playing wild and reckless or whatever. Calvin, it's in there. I just sent it. It says StreamYard invite. StreamYard invite. Oh my God. Look, there's our
That's
boy.
all right. You know what? Let me say this. People, let me say this. Every show, without a shadow of a doubt, I say something that people do not agree with, and they think I'm crazy. Okay, they think I'm crazy in my thinking. I'm gonna say this. Okay, I'm very opinionated. I'll say this. Okay, and the fact is, I don't go along with everyone else's mindset. I've been around, and I know this. You hate to hear this from somebody. I've been around a long time. A long time. I've seen a lot of football. I started following football since I was 13 years old. And I've watched guys play.
Since the 50s. I'm not even joking. It's been since the 50s.
No, it when I was 13 years old, it was 68, 67, something like that. 1967, 68. Okay. That's a long time ago, people. I've been watching football. I have my opinion of on and off the field, the players. I got a bad feeling about Caleb Williams. I know I premised it by saying Mark Sanchez, and everybody thinks of Mark Sanchez, but fumble. But I also said it's Mark Sanchez and it's Dan Orlovsky. These guys were quarterbacks, maybe not big name quarterbacks with a big record behind them, but they know football because they played and they know what quarterbacks mindset is. That's exactly what I'm saying. So you can knock me if I say Mark Sanchez, okay, but Mark Sanchez has been around and played quarterback and knows the ins and outs of quarterback play. So does Dan Orlovsky. Dan Orlovsky's nationwide on ESPN, and a lot of people on ESPN look to Dan Orlovsky, just like some people on Fox look to Mark Sanchez. I'm not putting them on equal terms. I'm just saying.
I see what you're saying. I mean, I understand what you're saying.
They're looking at, because they played the quarterback's position, not just a blink of an eye. They played it over a period of years that gives them a lot of experience on good and bad quarterback play. That's what I'm saying. Okay.
No, I got you. And I follow that.
That's what I'm saying.
I follow that.
Okay. Now, Mark Sanchez also said he made some wow plays. He made some unbelievable plays, but there are a lot of plays that you have to scratch your head about.
No, and you know what? I agree with you on that. And this is why I was getting into why I'm starting to lean more toward Jaden Daniels as number one over Caleb, even though I like Caleb, even though he's an OU person. Not because of the pink, phone, the pink nail polish or his eccentric stuff. That has nothing to do with it. It's the fact that when Utah whooped them, when Tulane whooped them, when they lost to these teams, that they shouldn't have lost to, he showed a little character flaw.
Yeah.
That tells me,
yeah,
if things aren't right,
yeah,
it's going to be really, really tough for him, translating to really tough times for the team.
Yep.
And I can see why the general manager of Chicago went out and got Keenan Allen to pair with Moore, to get Everett, to get DeAndre, because you're going to put a lot of time around this guy so he doesn't struggle and break down.
And wait
a minute.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
But the talent is there. Now with Jaden Daniels, the reason why I said he has all this time around, but they haven't done anything in the SEC. So maybe not. But I go back to what Herm Edwards said a couple weeks ago about the character of the guy.
Yep.
He said he's a leader of men.
Yep.
And has been since he was at San Diego State. Not San Diego State, excuse me, Arizona State.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And he has the tools. The one thing he said, Herm Edwards said about Jaden Daniels was force him to understand the coverages he's watching or he's looking at. That tells me he's going to have a hard time, just like Justin Fields, deciphering the coverages first. So he's going to be a runner. That's the one knock he said, but that's a big knock. Because as the quarterback, your first job is to understand what coverage you're in it when you're doing a passing attack so that you know where to get rid of the ball where to get rid of the ball the quickest. Might not be the big play, but get rid of the ball so you can stay alive. So that's the knock on him. But I'll tell you that if Chicago surprises us, because they sent everybody to Caleb Williams' pro day. Even Keenan Allen was there for the pro day. They sent a contingency to see Jaden at LSU. If he slides up to number one, I wouldn't be surprised. And Caleb gets what he wants. He wants to be with Cliff Kingsbury in Washington. He's from Washington. Well, he's not from Washington. He went to school in Washington at DeMatha. Like I said, McKinley Tech is up the street from Dunbar. DeMatha is right around the corner from Dunbar.
You get that? You got them.
And there's a lot of stuff going on there.
You got that.
And I'm gonna bring in Calvin.
You got that many schools so close together?
Yeah. So that's on the northeast-northwest line.
Okay.
So technically, well, really, McKinley is in northeast and Dunbar is in northwest. DeMatha is in northwest as well. And it's literally like maybe 6 blocks between them. They're kind of long blocks, but 6 blocks literally between them. But that's when we bring Calvin in. This is not a diddy do it situation. Calvin, I'm reinstate the views and stories of Calvin Barnes. I'm gonna put his government name out there.
Oh wow. Really?
Yes, because I'm not going to court. I'm about to retire.
Oh, okay.
I'm about to retire. I can't afford
well, then you have plenty of time to go to court.
Are those of Calvin Barnes and recounting. Sometimes he had allegedly, because I am not getting sued, allegedly.
All he has to say is, well, we had a good time at.
Well, we're going to let Calvin talk. This is Calvin.
Oh, don't say that. Don't say that. You just said you're going to let Calvin talk.
I'm just saying, Calvin, we ain't going to go down memory lane, but so far, because we're on football. But here we go. All right, Calvin. Welcome to the show again, my brother.
What's up?
Thank you. I appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? Hey, first of all, y'all doing a great job and doing y'all show on a weekly basis. And I appreciate, the fact of y'all keeping y'all jock status in play while y'all grown men.
Appreciate that.
Victor, me and Vic, we go way, way back, you know what I'm saying? And, we haven't been linked up recently in our 40s, about to see our 50s. So, even though I still got that in me, Vic, I calm it down. You know what I mean? Like, I know how to conduct myself and everything. Now, if me and you was FaceTiming one-on-one, then that's something totally different. Or we talking on the phone, that's something totally different. You know,
Exactly.
you know what I'm
Exactly.
saying? I'm a respect the show, you know, because there's views and everything.
Thank you.
AI and I, you know, we met his 96 year, um, which is his last year at Georgetown, and we used to party up 15th and I Northwest called the Spy Club. Like all the ballers used to come in there, you know what I'm saying? Chris Webber, Juwan Howard, and I gotta say, Juwan Howard had the biggest ears on a human that I ever seen in my life. Like I thought that dude was gonna fly away. I'm like, man,
You
you need
calling
to
that
be
dude
endorsing some
Dumbo?
pro wings, bro, with them
You call him
ears
Dumbo?
fly like an eagle.
Oh
You
my
hear me?
God.
He been playing with some pro wings on the court,
Wow.
man. You hear me?
Wow.
So I bring pro wings out, but AI, you know what I'm saying? Even though he endorsed in hip hop nation and the street culture and stuff, he once he went through that incident through the bowling alley, and I
Yeah.
talked to him. I talked to him like personally back then. He was like, man, I know where I'm going. I know where I'm going. I may not. He was like, I may not do it the way other people want me to do it, but I'm gonna get to where I'm supposed to be at. And he
Mhm.
learned a lot from that bowling alley incident. You
Okay.
know what I mean? And he basically kept it, you know what I'm saying, G code. Reason why he got locked up was because he didn't do this.
Yeah.
He didn't do this. And that actually played out good for him in two ways. Him landing to Georgetown
Mhm.
under John Thompson.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, I think John Thompson, God rest his soul, I think he was the best leader of men in college basketball.
Yeah.
If you was a lost kid, that was the best person to be under
Yep.
because he taught you life lessons more than the basketball. And,
Absolutely.
and AI, you know, even though you know what I'm saying, AI used to get drunk like a mug, man. You know, we drinking and everything. You know what
Allegedly.
I'm saying? And
Allegedly.
no, he said it. He said it. He said it, and J.R. Smith said it. You know what
Okay.
I'm saying? Kenya Martin said it. Carmelo Anthony said it. You know what I mean? I'm just a small peat in the pod. You know what I'm saying? And I was around him and I seen it. You know, but he always was focused on his journey of being an NBA player and being great at it. And you know what I'm saying? I could, you know what I'm saying, I commend him on that and I salute him on that. And you know, me seeing him uh at that podium for his Hall of Fame speech, I felt I felt privileged to have a moment with him, you know, or moments with him. Um, you know, so Vic, I will talk to you more in depth later, you know what I'm saying? You know, personally,
No, 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 no.
you know what I'm saying? I
No.
can break things down, but
Here's
but
what,
um
here's
but
what we're gonna do,
um
Calvin. We're gonna do it like
but
this. We're gonna do it like this.
huh?
No, 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 no. No, no. You don't get off that easy. You don't get off that easy. So you
Wow.
said I'm about to be investigative reporter right now. You
Okay.
said that you would hang out with him and some of the NBA players, ballers, at
Yeah,
the club back in the
yeah,
day.
yeah.
Now,
Sharing is
yeah,
caring.
sharing
Come
is
on.
caring.
He's
Sharing is caring.
he's trying to goad them. Oh, he's
No, no,
trying to.
no,
Oh
no.
my
Because I'm
God.
gonna tell you something. Calvin is a legit dude, man.
Oh, I know. I
Yeah.
didn't say that. I'm just
He
saying that the
I saw
last
what Q. I
comment.
know Q trying to do some other stuff,
Yep.
but uh, the hip hop go go scene in DC back then, and I
I
don't
was a
know
part of
how it
that.
is now. That's what I'm getting to. I don't know what it is now, but it resembles a lot of that, as you said, G culture. that G mentality, OG mentality. What can you share without getting yourself in trouble or somebody else in trouble that took place in those type of nightclubs that you're like, dude, I'm glad cell phones are not around now.
Right,
Or they are
right,
not
right.
as prevalent now. Now you go with AI story because just say allegedly, but what can you share that took place?
You don't want to go there.
Well,
If Diddy was there, I don't want to know.
You don't
I don't want to know because that's what he's like.
nah. Hey, look. When he finally get his just due, the judge gonna hit the gavel and say, take that.
We're not defaming you, Diddy. He's just saying what he feels. But go ahead, brother. What can you share?
Bad question.
Why is it a bad question? Oh, your connection's breaking up. God is protecting you. God is protecting you, Calvin.
Thank God.
Jerry did something. Jerry did something that your connections.
Don't even go there. Don't even go there. I'm just saying that there's an almighty power that is controlling this. I have nothing to do with it, but I have nothing to do with the question, and the question was open up too much. Let me put it that way.
Calvin had to jump off. He had to jump off.
That's all right. That was a bad question, man. I'm sorry.
Why was it a bad question?
It was a bad question because you laid it out for all the world to hear. Anything. That was a very open question.
It was an alleged conversation that, Calvin said he had.
Well, that alleged conversation was going to lead to an alleged situation. That's what I'm saying.
Maybe not.
Yeah,
Calvin lost connection, so we'll never know. Let's get back to Caleb.
Thank God. Thank God. I don't want to be dragged in. I don't know nothing.
Neither do I.
Yeah, okay. You asked the question. Oh my God.
I mean, that don't mean nothing. I asked questions, don't mean you got to answer it.
Yeah, okay.
You know what I'm saying?
You premised it by saying my investigative reporting thought leads me to this question. That is I knew as soon as you said that, I was shaking my head. I said, don't do it. Don't do it.
Okay. Let's get back.
You went there already, but whatever. Let's talk about some quarterbacks, man.
So the pro days, did you look at Caleb's? Did you look at Jalen's? And did you look at Drake May, who threw like an absurd amount of passes during his? Oh, we got Calvin back.
Now you have 3 or 4 quarterbacks that 5 quarterbacks in my opinion, and they're ranked 1 through 5. I'm looking at them. That, in my opinion, number 4 is going to, I wouldn't say surprise some people.
Just say who it is. I mean, because I don't have the same list. Nobody has the list you have.
Michael Penix.
Oh, I love Michael Penix is a freaking beast.
He elected to run and also to do the he elected to do the vertical, and besides throwing the football, and showed that
his
ability,
legs
showed that elite arm and elite athleticism that he has. And I think that one of the main things he wanted to show those that didn't know how athletic he was. That's why he ran, and that's why he did the vertical, just to show, I'm not just a pocket passer. I can move, and I have the ability to make plays on my own with my feet. The other one, and I. This is a shot in the dark. This is a Josh Allen type of quarterback, but he's way down on a list. Got a big arm. They question his accuracy. They had him the last few passes that he threw. They went from the inside to the outside because of his big arm, and that was Joe Milton.
We're gonna talk about Joe Milton in a minute.
Let me 6'5". He's got the same height as Josh Allen. He's got a big arm. He's big dude, just like Josh Allen,
and needs to be developed just like Josh Allen.
Well, Josh Allen developed.
I know.
Josh Allen developed.
I didn't say he didn't.
So,
he needs a lot of development.
Okay, Josh Allen needed a lot of development because myself, when Josh Allen was coming out, I questioned Josh Allen because he wasn't. He had a big arm, okay. He was a big frame guy, okay. But he made questionable throws, and he made poor decisions a lot of times coming out of Wyoming, okay. Then Joe Milton coming out of Tennessee, okay. And I'm just saying that he's coming out of Tennessee. He's a big body, 6'5", just like Josh Allen, with questionable arm talent or questionable arm accuracy. Let me put it that way.
Well, let me bring Calvin back in,
okay,
and get his thoughts on Caleb Daniels and whatever other quarterback he wants to talk about. And again, he has a unique perspective because he's in DC, so he might have come across Caleb Williams in that area or know people that was around Caleb, and he might have some insight there. So, Calvin, we're all for AI. We're not going to talk about AI.
Right. Yeah. hey, look. You know, my favorite sport is football.
Yes, sir.
And we used to go to practice with each other and stuff.
Yes, sir.
You know, first of all, I think Jaden Daniels is a better prospect than Lamar Jackson coming out of college. He has a better arm.
Mm-hmm.
He has a better pocket presence.
Mm-hmm.
When he played last year, he was calm, cool, and collective. It seemed like he was playing. It seemed like he was a man among boys playing because he was a fifth-year senior.
Yes.
You know, so him coming over from Arizona State to LSU and the SEC, it wasn't no biggie because he was already tested in the Pac-10, Pac-12, I mean. And, you know, his confidence, he showed that. He showed leadership. He showed that. And I think that with the right system and the right teachers, he could become better than Lamar Jackson. Two-time MVP, two-time.
I agree with you on that. And that's why I was saying that I wouldn't be surprised if Chicago pulls a fast one and gets Jaden over Caleb, even though Caleb is projected number 1 overall. I wouldn't be surprised because I've warmed up. Wait a minute. I'll let you say something in a second, Jerry, because I got to bring in Q as well.
Okay.
But I wouldn't be surprised. And I've been won over because I was like, how's this dude winning the Heisman? Michael Penix should be winning the Heisman. But after doing a little bit of research and hearing from people that coached him and credible people that coached him, I became, started to believe. And then when Herm Edwards said on the show that I was listening to, he is Randall Cunningham reincarnated.
Oh, there you go. There you go.
I'm
there
sold.
You go.
I'm sold.
And I love Randall Cunningham. Even though I'm a Redskin fan / Commander fan growing up, I loved Randall Cunningham. I loved him.
Me too. What you got, JT, before I bring in Q?
Oh, I got to ask you. You from being from DC, Caleb Williams being from DC.
Right.
What do you think of him? Kalen Williams.
Well, first of all, I don't mean to bust your bubble, Vic, but he actually played in Gonzaga. You said the Mather. I get
Oh,
it.
my bad.
I get it. I get it.
Same
So,
area. Shit. I mean, stupid.
you know what I'm saying? Well, actually, I'm 5 minutes away, sitting in my car from the Mather in Hyattsville. So, you know what I'm saying? And yeah, Gonzaga, when you played for Dunbar, we could not beat them. They cheated. Your senior year. They cheated.
It's
So
all
we
good.
supposed to beat them. They
It's all
cheated.
good.
You know that.
It's
Okay.
all good, brother.
You know what I'm saying? Chip was the running back after Rodney left.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? I was at that game. But anyway, Caleb Williams, and I'm say this, and I'm gonna be the first one to say this. He remind me a lot of Joe Montana
Oh,
in his
really?
prime.
Really?
Yes.
I'm gonna bring in Q on that. Say what you say, but I'm gonna bring Q because Q made a face. Q made a face on that one. Keep going, Calvin.
You watch highlights of Joe Montana.
You say he's smoking something.
He is smoking something, but it's a cigarette.
It's a cigar. It's a cigar. It's a cigar.
It's a
cigar.
black and white.
You know what I'm saying? It's a cigar.
Well,
Okay?
that
It's a
shit's mixed
cigar.
up or something, cause
Ain't nothing
damn.
in it. Ain't nothing in it. Ain't nothing in it. It's straight this.
Yes. But finish your statement, Calvin, before you
But-
were rudely interrupted.
But he remind me a lot of a newer 2.0 version of Joe Montana.
How so?
Because his decision making, which, you know what I'm saying, if you go back to the Notre Dame Joe Montana, he made things happen. Caleb do the same. Caleb is more athletic, but Joe was athletic, for his time in the 70s and 80s. He was athletic. He just remind me of a Joe Montana. He's going to be a winner if he gets to the right team and the right coaches. He could be a winner just like Joe Montana. Y'all could go and do y'all homework or whatever. Go on YouTube. Look at Joe Montana highlights. Look at Caleb's. You go to the pros with Joe, and you go to Notre Dame. And you know what I'm saying? And Caleb is, just USC right now. You know what I'm saying? Because he's not going to be in the NFL until next month. But I see a lot of intangibles between the two.
That's good. I mean, that's an interesting take. Q, you made a face when you heard that.
What's up, Q? How you doing?
What's up, Calvin?
I'm cooling, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm kind of go getter right now. You know
Hey,
what
bro,
I'm saying? You see that right there?
I was right here trying to
go getter.
I was right here trying to hear some stories, bro, but you stopped.
Hey, stop. Don't bring that back up. We're not doing that. We're not doing that. Q, you made a face when Calvin said he compared Caleb Williams to Joe Montana. Before, I want you to talk about that, but I also want you to talk about what you've seen over these pro days with these quarterbacks and Malik Neighbors running a 4-3-2-5 and possibly passing Marvin Harrison Jr. as the number one wide receiver who has done nothing since college football ended.
That's red flags, man. Big red flags.
Well, not let Q say we're gonna say. Then I'll come to you, JT. I mean, I'm not saying you're wrong, JT, but let me get Q's thoughts first.
I just want to say there's no way you can compare. It's not even close that you can compare Caleb Williams to maybe possibly being like Joe Montana. First of all, like Caleb Williams has a way stronger arm than Joe ever had. And Montana was not athletic at all, bro. He probably rushed for like 10 yards like a year, even in Notre Dame. And don't get me wrong, I love Caleb, but I don't think he's more of a highlight quarterback than a progression quarterback like Joe Montana was.
Hold on, Q. How old are you, Q?
48.
48. Okay, I you my age. So you mean to tell me that you growing up, same era, right?
He's in.
Watching Joe Montana,
Hey,
the same time
He's
I was
in
watching Joe
Calvin.
Montana. That
Calvin. He
yeah,
lives in California. He lives
I, I,
right there. So he
I,
has
I,
seen.
that don't mean nothing because guess what? ABC showed the same game. NBC showed the same game.
True statement.
ESPN showed the
True
same
statement.
game.
True statement. True statement. I'm just saying, for clarification, he grew up around it. But go ahead.
I seen both of them live. I seen Joe Montana. I seen when I was younger, and they would come play at the Coliseum, and then I seen Caleb in college play. So, but I mean, the difference. I mean, you can't compare the eras, of course, because everybody's stronger, faster, and everything, right? But Montana never ran anywhere close to like how Caleb runs. And Caleb has a way stronger arm than Montana. Montana was like Tom Brady
He was like
to me.
surgical.
Yes.
So I'll say this because I know JT wants to say something. So I'm gonna turn it over to him real quick. Q just brought up a point about the different eras. Caleb is a very off-script quarterback. Very off-script. If things aren't working out the way the play is called, he'll move around to try to get somebody open. And 9 times out of 10, he finds them. And he can launch the ball. Joe dissected the defense before he got under center. But I would also say defenses now are more complex than they were under Joe Montana's time frame. I see the ability that Calvin's talking about between the two. I see that. I can say they both have. They can discern or break down a game plan pretty evenly at that time in their career. Right. But I can't compare him to Montana in the pros. I can compare college Montana to college Caleb.
Right.
And
yeah.
College Caleb somewhat like college Montana. You gotta remember back in college, Notre Dame was running the ball heavy.
Right.
But they played a lot of play action, which allowed Montana to see where he was going with the ball a lot sooner.
Mm-hmm.
But I can see the college version. Now, pro version, I don't know yet. We'll see. JT, you
potential. I was saying potentially. That's
Okay.
all I was saying.
Okay.
And Vic, you know what I'm saying? Thank you for, breaking it down, the way that I was trying to, thank you.
Brother. I got you.
All right.
Jerry,
what I wanted to say was this. My question on those two quarterbacks, meaning Caleb and Jaden, is this. My question is this. I question the mental fortitude of one quarterback over the other, in my opinion. Okay. In my opinion. Okay.
Yeah.
The representation is a reflection of certain players. Okay. Representation of Caleb, I have to question, is it smart for what they're doing, and does it reflect what the player wants? And I'll relate this. I know we're talking about quarterbacks, but I'm thinking the same thing about Marvin Harrison Jr. The idea of Marvin Harrison Jr. not doing anything came from his dad.
Right. Yeah.
Came from his dad. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Just like the dad of Caleb Williams won a portion of the team. Come on, man. Really?
That's some Lamar Ball stuff right there.
And I talked about this earlier, Vic. I think NIL has a lot to do with the mindset of these players right now. nil, thinking they are still in that nil
Money.
college mindset that they can dictate to these NFL teams what they want.
Money.
Yeah. Come on, man. I mean, you can't do what you did in college. Either you're the player or your representation, including your dads, plural dads, that you do in college. You can't do this in the NFL. It don't play that way. And I think those players can be in trouble if they have that mindset going into the NFL. I'm
Like
just
the
saying.
balls.
I'm
Like the
just saying.
balls.
Jerry, what I'm wondering why you keep saying that, because change is scary, right? People don't want people to act different than the way things have been for a long time, right? And like you're talking down on these two guys for doing that when nobody said nothing when John Elway did it. Nobody said nothing when Eli Manning did it.
Look,
Like it's the same thing, right? Like
we didn't have the show. We didn't have the show at that time. Okay. Otherwise, I would have said something. Otherwise, you would have heard me say something. That
Oh,
come
my
on, man.
goodness.
Eli
But
Manning saying I'm not.
Okay,
it's the same thing. Like nobody's knocking them for doing it, but you guys are going around knocking these guys for wanting to do this.
I'm not.
Like-
So here's what I'm gonna say.
I said I have to question it. I have to question it.
Right.
Just I would question what Elway did, what Eli did. I would have to question them, even though it worked out for both of them. Okay, doesn't mean it's going to happen this time because they taken it a step further. Caleb Williams wanted to stake in the team, which is against them.
Well, allegedly, his father was asking around because his father's his representation, asking around about possible stakes in the teams that draft him. But what I'm gonna say is this. Neil, as you brought up, JT, has changed the game completely.
Yeah, absolutely.
But the leverage that these players have, they're making millions of dollars before they join the NFL. They have a brand and they have to protect it. Deion Sanders, and I'm gonna go around the table. I'm gonna start JT, Calvin, and then Deion Sanders recently just said his son Shador, who's supposed to be the number 1 draft pick next year, if he stays healthy and puts up more numbers.
We don't know that.
Well, I said if.
Yeah.
And Travis Hunter, who is also is going to be a first-round draft pick, as long as he stays healthy and has a good year, are going to pull Eli to protect their brand. And what I'm saying is Neil has given these players the leverage to do so because they've already made millions. Hell, Deion's son
in college
bought him a house.
I got a question for you.
In college, yeah.
They made
ahead.
wait a minute. They made millions from what? What
From
they make
their
millions
college play.
from their college play in football, right?
Yeah.
If they don't go to the next level, where's that money coming from?
No. I
They
got you.
daddy. They daddy. They family.
Hold on. I'm gonna let you talk, Calvin, because you got the next thing to say.
Okay.
I will say this: these men have endorsement deals that run past college. Maybe not long after, but run past college. So as long as they're smart with their money, they don't have to actually play NFL football. You got the UFL, which started today. You got the UFL, you got Canadian football. And what did Ice Cube just do for the for Caitlin out of Iowa? $5 million a year he offered her. Not to go to the WNBA, but to come to the Big Three. You don't think The Rock and the UFL, remember Shador? I mean, Deion is friends with The Rock. Deion is at the game right now. The opening game right now between the Renegades and the Stampede, watching the game.
Yeah, but those guys
You don't think The Rock
don't
and
make
the
money.
UFL will pay Shador Sanders big money? Look what they did back. I'm gonna take you back, JT. I'm gonna take you back because you should know this because you're older than all of us here.
Way older.
Oh, good Lord.
Oh,
That's
The
Q.
way
USFL,
over. That's right.
Q.
And I'm
That was a
proud
low
of it.
blow, Q.
And I'm
That
proud
was
of
a
it.
low blow, man.
it was, but remember what the USFL did with Herschel Walker,
Right,
with Steve Young,
right.
with Jim Kelly.
How long did it?
Donald Trump did that.
How long?
Yeah,
How long
I don't
did
like
that?
Donald.
Donald Trump
How
did
long
that.
did? How
But
long did that league last?
It did. I don't. It doesn't matter how long it lasted.
Yeah, it matters.
But what I'm saying is the alternatives
Mm-hmm.
were there to
Got
pay these
choices.
guys.
Got
And
choices.
if you can make, yeah, exactly. If you can make Shedeur Sanders the face of the USFL, he ain't got to compete with Pat
The
Mahomes.
UFL.
Yeah,
UFL.
the UFL. I'm sorry, because they merged. You
Right.
ain't got to compete with Pat Mahomes to be the face of an organization.
We'll see what
Right.
happens.
You ain't got to go to the NFL to turn a sorry team into a good team. You can
Right.
take a decent team in the UFL and make them the
Great.
team
Right.
and still keep your endorsements. And guess The Rock and Dion together with endorsements? Oh my God.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I see what you're saying, but you're missing what's available now. They have more than just the NFL option to play football.
See, this is why, you know what I'm saying? This go back 31 years, 32 years ago. And I call Vic my big brother, even though we're the same age. He got his mind process, man, even then as a teenager. This dude right here, he talked me out of doing stupid things. You know,
Okay.
you know what I'm saying? He made me, you know what I'm saying, make the right decisions when it came to street politics and stuff like that. Because we used to get on the same bus to go home from school. You know what I'm saying? And we'd chop it up. And you know what I'm saying? Like Vic, man. Hey, Vic, man, you the man, bro. You the man.
I appreciate that. You ain't got to big up me, but I appreciate it, brother.
Look,
That's
right?
awesome to believe.
If I was a GM in the NFL, I would rather pick a player that came from nothing, that don't have the support of his daddy, his mama, you know, and he came from the dirt. He gonna be hungry when he comes to the NFL. Travis Hunter is gonna be a hell of a player. You know what I'm saying? He don't have that Deion Sanders daddy behind him. He come from the dirt. You know what I'm saying? When he play like he's hungry. He played like he have a purpose. Travis Hunter remind me of AI when AI was playing college basketball and high school football.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Because he can go both ways. You know what I'm saying? Like Travis Hunter is bisexual on that football field.
No Diddy.
Travis Hunter, a millionaire already, bro.
Yeah, all of them. That's what I'm saying. All of them millionaires.
Yeah,
All of
millionaire
them.
already.
And
Listen. Travis Hunter, you know what I'm saying? Before he got to with the okay, before that, okay, his hunger is still there. He plays like it. You know what I'm saying? Now he got the tutelage under Deion. You know what I'm saying? He may, you know what I'm saying, got adopted by the Sanders family, but he know where he come from. You know what I'm saying? He didn't have a silver spoon in his mouth until he got with Deion. Deion saw the hunger in him.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? That's why Deion let him do whatever he want. Because you know what I'm saying, he see the greatness in him.
And he just wants to guide him.
Yeah.
Well, with that being said, Q, your thoughts on what we just talked about, because Jerry brought up a point, but what he missed was the fact, like you said, these guys are already millionaires. What you got, Q?
What was your question?
Okay, so the question.
I mean, it's been like so long since the
I know.
question happened.
I know, but pretty much, Jerry was talking about how Caleb Williams and everybody else, he doesn't like their mindset. He doesn't like what's going on because of Neil. Neil changed the way these guys are and their ability. Now, all I was saying was the leverage that the players have now is different from back just a few years ago because of Neil and the other options. Do you think that their attitudes and their abilities to say, well, I don't want to play for the sorry ass New York Giants who drafted me. I'll just go play wherever I want. Is a bad thing?
Honestly, I'm just surprised at Jerry's thinking, you know, because I thought he would be more open minded and like any player, all these players who have great talent and stuff, they all have options now. You know, it's not like before when they didn't have options. They all have options now, and like I'm honestly shocked that Jerry would shut that down. Like, because like to me, Jerry's always been like a forward thinker kind of person. So I'm like shocked that he wants it to stay the same way because it's not going to be the same way from now on. It's not going to be the same way it was back in the days because all these players, anybody who has talent, they all have options and they're not just going to settle for what somebody's telling them to do, you know, because they got money. So I still love you though, Jerry. I'm just shocked.
It's okay. It's all right. Like I said, everybody's got their own opinion. I have mine. Sometimes it doesn't agree with other people's opinion, which is fine.
Well,
but this is an opinion show. Okay.
Right.
Everybody has their own way of thinking, and that happens to be my old school way. What can I tell you?
And guess what? Ain't nothing wrong with full great black men coming together and sharing their opinions because guess what? I'm learning something from each and one of y'all while I'm stating my opinion.
It's three and a quarter.
He's got.
He's Mexi black him. I don't know.
He's got. Wait a minute. Time out.
Hey, Q, I rock with you, Q. I rock with you, Q.
He's got African in him. Don't worry about it. No problem.
And I'm not Mexican.
Over there? You say
I'm not Mexican.
Is Diddy over there? What you say, Q? What you say?
I said I'm not Mexican. I'm Salvadorian.
I was just being
racist.
From El Salvador.
Okay.
Really?
Yeah.
I did not know you were El Salvadorian.
I did not know that.
That's why I got so much flavor, brother.
My brother, my youngest son is married to an El Salvador.
That's why I got so much flavor.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
And guess what? I bet you Q could cook like a mother.
I don't cook it out, bro.
He can eat like a mother, but
he don't eat like a mother.
Don't go there, because my wife is listening, and she know I don't.
All right, look, fellas, we got to take a commercial break. But when we come back, we're going to talk about baseball. It started yesterday or earlier in the week. We're going to talk about it real briefly as we get ready to move forward on today's show. And this show's been brought to you by
Hey Hero, don't be a zero. 15% off military discount. Visit 624coffeecompany.com for more info. Visit the website, verify status, stop drinking dirty water. You deserve great coffee for great people. That's 624coffeecompany.com.
All right.
Okay. Commercials now. Okay.
Moving on up.
Hey. I don't know. That sounds like Jerry in the background. That was Jerry.
That is Jerry.
Okay. All right, boss.
He's our commercial reader extraordinaire.
Yeah, he's our commercial reader extraordinaire. I'm also planning a trip to Africa. Jerry said he can't go. I'm going to Egypt in November. So in the coming weeks, I will have a commercial promoting that trip. Now, I might not know a lot of people that watch this show, but I want folks to go on this trip to celebrate my retirement with me. It's a once in a lifetime for me anyway. I might go back to Tanzania. Thank you, brother. I might go back to Tanzania so I can go to a animal safari, but I'm gonna go to Egypt and see the pyramids and things of that nature. So really soon we're gonna have a commercial for that coming up as well.
Can I say something real quick about what you just said? I'm trying to and I need to link up with y'all on this because I'm okay. I'm making money off of stocks right now. You know what I'm saying? I'm real heavy in stocks. I know how to trade. I know when to buy. I know when to sell. You know, it's like a card game in a sense. You know what I'm saying? And when you say retirement, like, okay, I'm about to be 48 in April. I'm about to retire early because of the knowledge that I learned of trading and selling stocks. And I want everybody, to understand the concepts of it, of the benefits of it, because a lot of people, they're scared of doing it. They say that it's gambling. People would rather go to National Harbor and gamble than learning, how to trade. Basically, the stocks is a learning way of gambling, because there is a process with it. When you know your numbers, because what JC say? Men lie, women lie, numbers don't. Numbers don't. You just gotta know, how to put your money in at the right numbers. Right numbers or right charts. Because a lot of people also do charts as well. So if we could talk offline and set up a show where, far as trading is concerned, I'm the guy.
Do me a favor, shoot me an
Yeah.
email, and
You got my email. That's why I'm on here.
Listen, Calvin, shoot me an email of all the stuff you want to talk about. Send me some stuff I can post on the show, like picture stuff that you can show.
Gotcha.
And we can do it. Also, send me your top 5 buys right now. Like right now, what are the top 5 stocks or options you would buy now? That way,
okay, you know what I'm saying? Okay, with the last thing you said, it varies. It changes. It changes. You know what I'm saying? We got the week. It's something that you have to be in all the time, and also read on the news articles as well, because what's going on, what goes on behind the scenes will actually affect the stock for that day.
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying. If you send it to me now and we set up the show, we can talk about the stuff you sent me, how they performed over that time frame up until the show, and just say, hey, these are ones that we talked about earlier. This is how they perform over the last week or 2 weeks, so on and so forth. So we have the dialogue and the imagery to share with the people. I'm ready to do a show in a week or so. It's just a matter of in what's this? So April 1st is coming up tomorrow. So
April 1st is Monday. Today's the 30th.
Oh yeah, 30th. So 2 Saturdays from now, we're going to do a live mock draft of the NFL draft. Me, Q, Jerry, you're welcome to pick them too. And right now, Jerry has the number 1 pick. I have the number 2 pick. Q has the number 3 pick. And whoever else comes in have 4th. And then we'll just keep rotating. I'm telling you right now, fellas, do your research. In 2 weeks, we're going to do a live mock draft. Oh, Lord, Sammy's here. Sammy's here. You ain't the champ, Sammy. The champ is Brent.
I don't know who that guy down there is.
Huh?
I don't know who that guy is who says he's the champ.
He can't call himself the champ.
Nah, he sure can't. Not no more.
Not anymore.
Hey, Sammy's been so sour since the Super Bowl. I haven't talked to him since the Super Bowl, bro.
It's okay. It's okay. Sammy, you're invited in 2 weeks to come on and do the mock draft of the NFL. We're doing a live. We can trade picks, but remember, I got to get a commitment. Calvin, if you want in too, you got to be ready too. I need it. Are you going to be?
I'm already ready. Right now.
Okay.
We can do it right now. You hear me?
So in
Come on,
2 weeks, 2 Saturdays from now, Jerry has the first pick. I have the second pick. Q has the third pick. Calvin has the fourth pick. And if Sammy's on, I need you to commit, Sammy. You'll be the fifth pick. And we're going to go 1, 2, 3. What's up?
Hold on. I'm a Commander fan. Can I get the second pick?
I'm not trading with you because I'm a Commanders fan too. You got to be objective.
Right.
You got to be objective. So
I just want to say, I'm sorry, you guys. You and Vic, Calvin.
I mean, I just did it, Jerry. My bad. I didn't happen to do that. But here's what I'm saying. Out of the 5 of us, yeah, we're going to do the first round. On the 13th, Sammy, we're just doing the first round. And what I want you guys to do is this. I want y'all to pay attention.
This is not a fantasy draft. This is
not a fantasy draft. This is the actual NFL draft. I want you to consider trading with somebody else. So if JT has the first pick, then he has the 6th pick. Then he has the 11th pick. So he gets his damn so on and so forth. I want you to understand where you're picking at. So if you want to trade player or positions with the people that are sitting with you, like let's say somebody want to come up to number 2, right? Let's say Sammy, who's sitting at the 5th pick, wants to jump up to number 2.
Hey,
right?
He's thinking of draft day. J. McCarthy, no matter what.
And yeah, same time,
I'll take you, Bernie, no matter what.
We're gonna do this now, Calvin.
Yeah.
Make sure you're there, bro. Make sure you are there. All right.
I got the Bears, I got the Giants, and I got the Minnesota Vikings right now.
Now, but just remember, just go down the list of draft picks right now, unless something changes between now and the 13th. Right?
I'm ready to do it now.
Well, we're not doing it now because
I'm ready to do it now. I'm ready to trade my number 3 pick. I'm trading down.
Well, you got to find a trading partner. And if you want to trade with yourself, so if like JT has the Bears and the Giants, if JT wants to say, hey, the Giants are moving up to the first overall pick because the trade compensation is XYZ, cool. But if Jerry wants to trade the Giants pick with, let's say, who you got at number 3, the Patriots, y'all got to make some type of agreement before the show or during the show in the private chat to say, hey, we're going to make this trade. That's what we're going to do. All 5 of us. Y'all good? Oh, here he comes now. He calls himself Thanos. Former.
Hey!
Long time ago.
What's up,
ago.
What's up?
Hey, Memo stopped talking to me once. Otani kept missing his parlays. Otani was taking Memo's.
Sammy, you guys have a chance of going 0-162, bro.
Yeah.
Well,
162.
Wow.
With that being said, we're going to transition to baseball, and we're going to end the show on this in the last 15 minutes.
I was getting on real quick. Sorry to interrupt you. I just so the draft. So if I have the 5th picks, I'll have the 5th, the 10th, the 15th, the 20th, 25th.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Every
I'm down.
5 picks are yours, so you can trade any of those picks with whoever you want to trade with if they're willing to trade. Or you can trade them, like if you got the 5th and you then want to trade with the 10th because you got those 2 picks, do it. It don't matter to me.
Hey, Sammy.
The 5th team, whatever is best for their
Chargers
team.
pick 5th.
Yeah, so JJ McCarthy.
I know the draft order, so Chargers pick 5th. So
hey, Sammy.
What's up?
Otani looks good in blue, huh?
Hey, I have my red Otani. I'm going to opening day next Friday, and I changed the H and I put it in the front.
Hey, don't waste your gas, bro. Don't waste your
Otani,
gas.
son.
All right,
Otani,
let's talk
son.
about this baseball. Let's talk about this
Don't
baseball.
waste your gas, bro.
So since we're talking about Otani real quick, do
Otani.
y'all really think, and I just want a yes or no,
Otani.
do y'all really think it was Otani's interpreter placing those bets, or was it Otani placing those bets? I'm going to go JT, Calvin, Q, then Sammy. Who do you think was placing those bets?
If I believe in this conspiracy theories, then I would say Otani placed some bets. But I don't believe in conspiracy theories, so I think his interpreter's representation or whatever placed those bets.
Okay. What you think, Calvin?
Yeah, I think he's doing the Pete Rose.
Okay.
You're doing a Pete Rose. Okay. Q?
Bro, all these American-born professional singers, artists, and everything, they get ripped off by their people that are so close to them. And you're gonna tell me you're gonna fucking try to blame a person who's my bad. You're gonna try to pin this on somebody who's only been here like 7 years and doesn't know the in and outs about everything the way this country runs. So no, I don't think Otani did it.
You gonna put on his interpreter, who also hasn't been here that long. But okay.
Yes, he has. That guy's been here forever.
Okay, bro.
That guy is American Japanese, not Japanese American.
I agree with you, too.
Hold up, light up. Back. I like that.
I like that. Let's hear from the lone Otani lover.
Hater.
Fan.
No, he's not a Otani hater, bro. He ain't a fan.
Because he left his Angels.
I know. Sorry ass franchise.
You guys ever been to a casino before? How many Asians you see in the casino?
A lot.
Oh, you see a lot.
There you go. So Otani did it.
The thing is, Otani, you're the most saltiest person ever, bro.
No.
There's
no such thing. There's no such. Hold on,
Light up.
I'll let you guys talk.
Light up.
There's no way someone just doesn't know that someone's hacking into their account for millions and millions of dollars.
Oh, really? What about all these people that get ripped off right here? All these artists.
Wait a minute.
No, they don't get.
Oh,
they don't get
bro.
ripped off. They don't get ripped off. What happened with Otani is that baseball, like other baseball teams, aren't happy with what's happening. So
Yeah.
I think other teams probably did some investigating work and kind of just trying to shoot it to the Dodgers because there's no way. There's no way. You can't tell me, dude. There's people who $500 somebody takes from my account. I'm seeing 4.5 million. You telling me he's not seeing? That's crazy.
Bro, come on. You act like
Now,
this
you
is the
can't-
first time
naive-
something like this has ever happened.
Being naive is not an excuse. Being
So
naive
I'll
is not an excuse.
I'll say this.
You go live in Japan
Wait a minute.
and go.
Wait a minute. Calm down, Mr. Otani lover.
He is.
Here's what I'm gonna say. Here's what I'm gonna say. He is. Here's what I'm gonna say.
Hey, Vic, you still the same OG, bro.
I'm trying to be.
You still the same G, bro.
So here's what I'm gonna say on this, though. Here's what I'm gonna say. You have 3 stories. The first story was I'm paying the debt of my interpreter who was making bets.
Yeah.
Then it changes to, well, the bets weren't Otani's, they were mine, and I asked him for money. Then it turned into, no, he stole the money from me.
Yeah. It's
So
just a PR cover-up.
and that's what I'm trying to say, because now they realize Otani can get in some really, really big trouble.
He won't.
I said he could.
Little slap on the wrist.
But with those 3 changing stories, I have to say, I think Otani did it, but it was part of his American experience, right? Because the Katusa is a mafia, just a
Right.
Japanese mafia,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah.
So if he's making these bets and he's doing all these things and he owes the money,
Mm.
right? And
Mm.
he's got the money, but he can't let the MLB know that he's doing it.
Mm. Mm.
So my interpreter can do it, and he can pay off these Japanese Katusas and all these other folk that he owes, and still make money. He signs the richest deal in American sports history, but only takes the bare minimum for the first Lowry seasons. What the hell you got to do with the Lowry season salt? What
That's
does
because
that
you
got
guys
to do
are
with-
all salty. All
No,
salty,
Oh my
hating on
God.
Otani.
no, I'm
Salty,
just
salty,
saying.
This is
salty.
Listen,
this
all
is
I'm
just
saying,
a Dodger fan right now because if he was on the Angels, then he would be saying exactly what I'm
I'm
saying.
not.
I loved Otani even when he was on the Angels, bro, and you know
Yeah,
it.
but
I'm
nah.
not. I'm not an Otani fan. I'm not a Dodgers fan. I'm not a.
You were last
Angels-
year. You were last year.
A couple years ago, I was because
Yeah.
yes, helped me win my championship.
Yeah.
But
Hey, Vic
Salty,
had money
salty,
on it. Vic had
salty.
money on it. That's
that's
why.
right, I did. But
That's me. See?
what I'm saying is, if I look at it from an outsider's perspective, which I am, I'm going to say he had something. He had some knowledge of what was going on. Now, will he do a Pete
Mhm.
Rose and get banned and all? No. But will he get hammered some way? Yes, because you have to set some type of precedence of saying, okay, well, legalizing gambling, because we can use what just happened with Toronto Raptors. With Toronto Raptors, that one player was
You're-
getting blackmailed.
that one player is not even making $1 million, bro.
I
There's
got
no
it.
comparison.
I'm gonna let you say something, Sam, because you had your hand up. But the point that I'm getting to is you got a player who's getting pressured to hit prop bets, and he ain't even a full-time player,
Mhm.
right? And what's happening in college basketball right now? They're asking to stop having prop bets for college athletes because they're getting hit up by these gamblers and these groups to do certain things and whatnot. So I can see where betting on props and stuff like that, and Otani being in that situation could be a detriment, and why he could have been a part of. Not saying he was, but could have allegedly been a part of it. Go ahead,
Well,
Sam. You have your hand up.
So the reason why I think the stories have changed is because the first story that you said where his friend had a debt and then the other one where he was just paying it off because I guess in California you can't, pay a bookie, right? So
Nope.
and now that's all it is. So it doesn't necessarily have to be that Otani was the one that was placing the bets. It's just that he found himself in that position, which now puts baseball in a position where they have to make an example out of him, but they won't because they're trying to jump into that Japanese market, to that Chinese market. So they're not going to do anything to him. But and I don't want them to do anything because he's dope, but he did do something. And that's the thing. But I don't know. To me, I think that he is more culpable than people are saying. I think that they just don't want to lose. They just don't want to lose the name, like everything. It's ESPN. They had Friday night baseball yesterday. They had it on
Mhm.
on the afternoon game. So it's good. It's big money. So they can't lose it.
All right. What's up, Calvin? Go ahead.
You know what I'm saying? Look, listen, before I was a ladies' man, you know what I'm saying? Before I was whatever I was out in the streets or, a go-go figure, I was a jock. Okay. I played sports for free.
Mm-hmm.
I had pride in competing, okay, with and against people. Okay. I don't agree with anything, even money, that's going to detour the competition between men or women. You know what I'm saying? If you bet on a sport that you are playing in, you are going to perform the way that the bet is on. And I don't like that. You know what I'm saying? I like competition being genuine. I want to outperform you. You know what I'm saying? And vice versa. Like, yeah, like I don't agree with a player betting on a sport that they are playing on, period. So however they see fit, if he's guilty, like Pete Rose, I know that was back in the late 80s and early 90s or whatever the case may be. Yeah, they need to bring that back now because money don't mean everything. Money is essential. We need it to survive and everything, but there's a lot out of life that don't involve money at all.
Okay.
Tell that to the millionaires.
Well, I'll put it this way. JT, you're the elder statesman of the show. You've seen what is it, Black Monday or Black Friday or Black whatever it was when Wall Street crashed and people started killing themselves. You've seen a lot of things take place in sports. The Black Sox. Now you weren't around for the Black Sox.
The first pandemic.
I hear that. Oh,
Stop.
The first pandemic.
I ain't that damn old.
Well,
The dinosaurs were still alive.
Hey, how was the flood? How was the flood and Noah and the animals?
I'm here, so I survived it.
Hey,
we can overcome.
You were there. You were there when they invented the first car.
Hold on. He was. Part of my trip to Africa, I'm going to the Red Sea. So if I take Jerry, he might park that thing. But you've seen a lot in sports.
Yep.
Boxing scandals. You live in Jersey, so you know about freaking
Oh yeah.
What do you legitimately now? Because we're going to end the show on your comment, and then you're going to promo for no reason. Legitimately, how has gambling changed the way we see sports today and the way it was before? Because we knew people were doing numbers and running numbers back then illegally. Now it's legal. What do you see as the change? Because you lived through it.
Let me put it this way. It's a fine line, man. I mean, it's a fine line. You see certain things happen in certain games, and then you have to think. Way back in the day, I shouldn't say way, but before this, the NFL was totally against any kind of gambling.
Yeah.
Only any kind of gambling. Totally against it. Nowadays, you got FanDuel, you got DraftKings that are sponsors of the NFL that are promoting betting on football. You have baseball that do the same thing. You have the NBA doing the same thing. It's a fine line that all these players, whether they're basketball, football, or baseball, cannot bet in the facility for one, and especially on their own sport. But they can't bet on their own sport at all, and they can't bet in the facility, regardless if they're betting on any other sport other than what they play.
Shaka Tony ruined his NFL career with the Commanders because of that. But anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, you look at Calvin Ridley. I'm trying to think. He bet on sports in the facility. So yeah. I mean,
that was Shaka Tony did too.
Okay, so what I'm saying is this: what's to stop them from having their friends or family, somebody that is totally unaffiliated with the NFL, making a bet, saying, "Hey, look, this is what's going to happen. This such and such person is hurt. I see that what the odds are. Why don't you make a bet for me on this?" and I'll give you a portion of it. Don't say anything
Right.
to anybody. Just make the bet, and I'll give you a portion of it.
I would say,
Come on, man. You think that's not happening? You think that's not happening? Maybe the dumb ones do it in a facility or bet on their own sport, but the majority of them, I can almost guarantee it. And I know I said I don't believe in conspiracy theories, but this is human nature. I can almost guarantee that there's players or family members of players that are putting in certain wagers because they know about players or a team situation.
well, I'll do this because you got a little feedback, Calvin. So I had to mute you for a hot second.
My bad.
No, you good. You good. The thing about that, JT, I believe that's happening, but the players have to be careful because if somebody comes in and is a whale, that's a term in gambling as a big spender, and they start laying down $3,000-$5,000 bets on stuff, they're gonna have to report it somehow, some way, especially if they're winning. Then it's gonna be like, okay, where's this person getting this money from? So on and so forth. So it can happen, but I would say this, and I'm not telling people how to skirt the system. And you can set up a discretionary allotment for a family member. Let's just say that. I can say I got a bank account for my cousin, and I take care of him. I give him $3,000 a month. What he does with that $3,000 is none of my business. If he takes it and goes and gambles with it and he wins, that's his business. But I don't think there's enough smart gamblers in sports that are doing that. They're just going out straight up, giving their family member or their friend or themselves X amount of dollars to bet on a sport. Like in the NFL, you can bet on any sport outside the NFL as long as it's not in the building.
Right.
So if I'm betting on soccer, basketball, baseball, whatever, I can do it as long as I'm not in the building. But what about the guy or gal that owns a stake in that basketball team? That owns a stake in the baseball team. Let's talk about Pat Mahomes. He's a minority stakeholder in the Kansas City Warriors.
Yeah.
Not in the Royals.
Against the Warriors. Oh, the Royals. Okay. Yeah.
Can he not bet on baseball now because he's a partial owner? There is no rule saying that he can't. So, I think that's happening. But I like to think that these players are smart enough. And as we all have said, with nil money coming out of college, they have the investments already that they don't have to do that stupid stuff.
That
They
part.
need the money, at least do it in a smart way where their family members can have the money and do what they want. You just tell them, hey, this, that, and the third, blah, 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 blah. But that's insider trading. But that only happens in the stock market.
And that's what you know what I'm saying. See, while I was listening to you, I was like, he's about to go into stocks in your own way. And that's what I said earlier, and I would if I was a accounting man for Patrick Mahomes or any athlete, I would advise them not to put their money betting on sports, but doing it in the stock market, because numbers lie. I mean, men lie, women lie, numbers don't. If you have the information and the knowledge to trade with all that money, you have dividends, shares, where you get paid monthly, quarterly. You could, what I'm saying, you could get 12 monthly stocks and get paid every week of the year. Why put yourself in the predicament where, what I'm saying, you're betting on sports when The stock market is a sport itself.
That's true. That's true. All
You
right,
have an
JT.
accountant. You paying these accountants. Yeah. Let them do their work. Let them do their work. You know what I'm saying? At the same time, your decision making means a lot in life. In life itself. Outside of sports, inside your job, whatever the case may be. I would never bet on a sport. I would put my money in DraftKings. And matter of fact, DraftKings is a hot stock right now
It
because of
is.
the NCAA tournament.
Yep.
So,
That and FanDuel.
letting y'all know.
It's like it was. Well, I ain't gonna get into that. I ain't gonna get into that right now. But we'll talk about it when you can send me all the information to do a stock show because we'll do that.
Right,
But JT, we're about to close this show up. What do you have planned for No Reason tomorrow?
No reason. Just like last week, I talked about running backs that are coming into the league. I'm going to talk about wide receivers this week, Sunday, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm talking about wide receivers coming into this league.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
With that being said, I want to
Go
thank you,
Dodgers.
Calvin.
Hold on.
Go ahead.
I want to know y'all opinion about the Baltimore bridge, the Key Bridge situation. Since this is sports and politics, I just want to know y'all thoughts about the Key Bridge situation real quick. Everybody,
Just real quick,
Yeah.
I'll say this. It's not a political thing, in my opinion. Why the U.S. government would pay a portion of that? Because it's an infrastructure for the United States. However, I do believe that the insurance company for that barge needs to pay the bulk of it. I know a lot of people didn't or don't agree with President Biden saying that we would cover it all or whatever, but you got to remember, I'm still in the military, so I'm not going to say anything bad about the president. I'm just going to say that.
I'll say it for you.
Well, not on my show. Not going to get me in trouble.
Right. That part.
But I believe since it's part of U.S. infrastructure, a portion should be taken care of by the government, which, aka tax dollars. But I would say the majority should come from that company that owns the barge because the barge had the problem.
Right.
And that boat has been known to have issues. So that's what I say on that real briefly and real quickly. Sam, you sound like you said you had something to say on it.
Yeah, I don't have much, not much on topic, but it seems to me like it's just like a PR thing. Just they've been giving out so much money to Ukraine and to different places and need. I think that's probably why they're doing it, just so they have that sense. Because I mean, honestly, like you said, it should be the majority or almost the full cover should be the insurance company. I mean, that's what they pay for, right? I mean, that's what we all pay for, insurance. So I mean, nobody ever comes to you when you get in a car accident and say, "Hey, let me help you out." The governor never calls and do that. So I think it's just a little bit of that. Just a little PR, nothing crazy. But it's election season's coming up. They want to be able to say, hey, we helped.
Yeah.
Okay. What you got, Q?
First of all, I want to say,
hold up. I'm gonna tell people who you are. Q transports hazardous material across the country. So this is a very unique point of view. Go ahead, Q.
well, not really. Not a unique point of view. I just want to say I feel bad for other people that passed away in it. But if you want to go down a conspiracy whole theory with this, the captain of that ship is from Ukraine. That's all I gotta say.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh,
Hey, it's
I
true.
didn't know that. I
Yeah.
didn't know that. Oh my
captain-
goodness.
The captain of that
That's
ship
why
is
Vic.
from
That's why you
Ukraine.
said what you said, Vic. Oh man,
I
hey
didn't
Vic,
know
that's
that.
why you said it.
I
Oh
did not know
man,
that.
Yep.
and
Look it
Q.
up.
Oh man, Q, you put stuff. I didn't know that, Q. I didn't know that. We didn't know that. Whoever
Yes.
watching this show, they hey, Thank you, Q. Thank
Okay.
you.
I'm here for the
Information,
people.
man. Information.
Political
Did
ideology are that of,
Did
I'm
not
not
know
going to
that.
pull government out there,
Wow.
of Q. Go
Hey,
ahead.
it's true, bro. Look it up. I'm just saying. If you want to go down that whole conspiracy theory,
I will not. Go ahead,
okay.
Jerry. Last
Well,
word from Jerry.
it's a shame there was a loss of life, and
Yeah.
the families have to deal with that.
Rest in peace.
And I'd have to say, when the American people are in trouble or things happen to the American people, I think the government should help out.
Did
That's-
they say?
that's-
Did they say how many people died? I'm sorry,
I-
Jerry. Did they say how
Five.
many people?
As
It was 5.
is it 5?
I thought it was 7.
Last time I thought it was 4. He said 5. Is that right?
It
Okay,
was-
it's 5.
yeah.
Okay.
6.
Any loss of life is bad. So I mean, just saying.
And 2 survived.
So it's a damn shame. But one of the things I think the federal government should do, if there's a if there's a catastrophe, is pitch in. Let me put it that way. Help out the American people. I mean, I understand the mindset that somebody has to say the company, the insurance company that is covering that company's barge should cover it, which I agree with also. But I don't think they're covering the full nut. If I'm not mistaken, I think they're just pitching in a certain amount. And whoever is responsible definitely should pay something into it. All right.
Yeah, I agree. All right, with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank y'all for listening and tuning into the show. I want to thank my guests. We got Calvin. We got Q. He really a host, but he just come in when he want to. We want to thank Thanos, a.k.a.
Hey, somebody got to work, bro. We ain't all lucky like you.
Shoot. I'm be working too. I want to thank Fake Champion, not the champion, not the champ.
It hurts.
Yeah, y'all. Sam, and of course, my co-host JTATM Money. But most of all, we want to thank you, the listeners and the viewers and supporters of this program. We appreciate you. Until next week, where we're going to talk about, I don't know what, but we'll figure it out a couple days before. You've been watching and listening to
Fantasy, sports, and politics. Get ready to rumble! You want to talk smack? You in the right place. So take a step back before I get all up in your
Remember, because I don't remember. I remember every bit of this.
You're the dudes holding on the phone line. Your voice will be heard, sir.
Next caller, please.
Oh!
Eric's going to get him.
Fantasy, sports, and politics.